And we're live. Welcome, everybody. My name is Sam Brown for the Reasonable Eating Project. Our usual host, Mr. Tom Cassidy, is camping this week in the woods of England somewhere. So, needless to say, Wi-Fi is not too readily available there. So, he asked me to step up, and I was honored to host this week's Algorithm 13. We've made it another cycle, man. This is a really exciting week. This week's algorithm is eat more, which again, the whole point of reasonable eating is much more of an approach to eating. Most of the traditional approaches in the industry today are all centered around diets, and this is much more of a way of approaching how you eat. And the concept of eating more sounds kind of oxymoron because most of all the diet regimens that you hear about talk about eating less and exercising more, and that's kind of the way to go. But actually, no, it's about eating more. It's about eating more mindfully. It's about spending more time eating. It's about enjoying what you're eating more. It's about knowing more about what you're eating. And so the concept of eating more is really kind of the overarching aspect of why I find reasonable eating such an exciting way of approaching things. And so this week's also all about self-assessment. As you know, this is a scientific study. We're laying out, creating data and laying out a case for the effectiveness of reasonable eating. And what's really exciting is this was the first one of Tom's reasonable programs that launched back in January. For those of you that were along for the beta test for the first cycle, the first quarter of this year, you're in cycle 2, so I'm excited to hear about some of the continued results that you're getting, because we know from the end of cycle 1's assessment how much gains people made in all of the areas by using the 13x4, by focusing on one thing a week, and really just allowing yourself to nail that one thing. And one of the things that I love about, if this is your first cycle going through reasonable eating, or even if you're brand new and this is your first time watching any of these videos, this assessment test will be helpful because it'll give you a benchmark from where to start. And the whole concept of the 13-4 and the whole concept of marginal gains is such a powerful accelerator to assimilating stuff you want to achieve in your life, whether it be a state or a thing or a certain body type. All of these things, and I say an accelerator is kind of funny because it takes one thing at a time. Yet over time, those marginal gains stack up to where here we are in week 13, and I hope you've really found some benefit of going through each of the aspects that Tom lays out, each of the algorithms, if you will. And so this week we're going to focus on eating more. We're going to focus on eating longer because we're going to live longer. We're going to focus on eating higher quality food. We're going to focus on all of the aspects of eating that remove it from its just everyday mundane aspect of what a lot of people approach eating in their lives. So let's jump over and take a look at the self-assessment form. And this is exactly what we did in the first cycle. So it's important for the data gathering aspect of this that we're going to maintain a lot of the same structure to the self-assessment to make sure that the data is coming out square with some of the earlier stuff. So as you can see, here's the 13x4 wheel. Of course, we're in week 13, which is the Eat More algorithm. And the way this form's set up, and if you could just take a few minutes, it probably won't even take 3 minutes to bang through this, but the gist of it is for each algorithm. For example, algorithm 1, chew until liquid. Before the program, meaning when this cycle started, you know, on a scale from 0 to 100%, where do you find yourself? And you know, you can just kind of buzz through this pretty quickly. And what I hope you'll find is that, at least in my own experience, it really opened my eyes to a lot of my the eating habits that I had that were very kind of under the surface. For example, I eat really fast, and so slowing down that has really raised my awareness while I'm eating, and it's a really great tool and a gateway. It's one of the reasons why Tom wanted to go out there with reasonable eating first, is because truly, your eating habits are the gateway to living a mindful life, because you get so many opportunities to practice it. I mean, we all eat, lots every day. So this forum just goes through each one of the algorithms and kind of gives you an opportunity to make a benchmark where you were before and where you are now. Again, if you're brand new to this program, this can be your benchmark. And if some of these algorithms don't make sense, don't worry, because we go through them every single week and explain them. There's videos. We've already been through a couple cycles, so there's videos there if you want to go check that stuff out. But by filling out this form, it allows us to really begin to track some of the progress. And again, this is assessment week, so what we'll be doing is compiling all of this into a document that we'll share. We're not going to share, people's personal responses, but by sharing the data, it's really cool because it allows us to really show people that it's not only working, but it's working a lot. And I've seen some pretty interesting results in my own life just from approaching eating from a different perspective, and I hope you have too. Real excited for some of the beta testers because, again, this is their second cycle, so should be seeing some results. And even if you're not, even if you haven't been sticking with the program as much as you like, don't worry. Don't beat yourself up. That's definitely one of the core mantras of the reasonability umbrella structure, is that you can't get this stuff wrong. It's impossible for you to get you wrong. And I really want to deliver that and hope that hits home, because when you come from that perspective, you don't spend so much time in your script beating yourself up over, well, I'm not following this like I should. No, man, all of that is completely wasted energy. So, whether you stuck with it and you're seeing awesome results, or if you haven't really stuck with it and you're not really where you want to be, awesome. We're starting a new cycle. It's very exciting to go through it again and really focus on those one thing per week. That's where the real power of the 13-4 comes in. And this cycle is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be really cool. We're going to be releasing the Reasonable Eating app, which is going to be just awesome, and it's going to take care of a lot of this self-assessment all through the app. What's going to be awesome is that it'll allow you to ping yourself with little reminders throughout the day of to be mindful of the focus point of the week. And as we all know, it's the awareness which really drives the change, because so many people, and I've certainly experienced a lot of this in my life, when the day starts and get to work and check email and everything, you kind of go into unconscious mode. It's almost like if you're driving your route to work, you could probably do that with your eyes closed. Not literally, but have you ever done that where you've driven there and you never really thought about the driving process? It's because it's so automatic. And what you're doing, well, a lot of people live their lives kind of in that automatic mode. And what we want to do is to inject mindfulness, hopefully in every single moment of your life, because when you're aware of what you're experiencing, when you're focusing on what you're experiencing, it allows you to choose what you want to experience. And that's definitely one of the foundational aspects of really all of this work in general, is to raise the awareness of every human being. And what better of a leverage tool, what better of a trigger than eating? Because it's obviously something that everybody does every single day, and not only that, but multiple times during the day. If you didn't eat reasonably for breakfast, and that's reasonable eating, not in terms of not having a donut versus having a banana, but if you didn't do it for breakfast, you get another chance. You get another chance at lunch, you get another chance at dinner. I know we've had a lot of people giving feedback where their families in general, the way that they do mealtime is changed and structured. They've seen a lot of positive changes from that. And so I'll keep this one short and sweet. This is algorithm 13, Eat More. And again, this is our self-assessment week. But the exciting part is we're moving into the third cycle for this year. And we're going to start it all over again. So that one algorithm that gave you trouble, like the one that I always have trouble with is eat slower. I mean, that's definitely a problem for me, and it's something that it's not hard to do. It's easy to do, but that doesn't make it easy to do, because you're beginning to train yourself to have more reasonable eating habits. And I hope you found the benefit that I certainly have, and a lot of other people are getting out of this program. And in using some of these algorithms, these open source thought algorithms, to make your life better. And that's really the goal of the Reasonability Project. We have Reasonable Eating, of course. This is a big one. We also have Reasonable Wealth going. We're going to be kicking off some other reasonability verticals as we go. But every one of these programs is about using these open source thought algorithms to making it easier for you to be awesome. And if you can figure out eating, if you can nail eating to where that's under your control, it's going to open up so many doors. Not only in ways it's going to affect you physically, because obviously what you eat radically affects how you feel, how you look, your energy, that whole thing. But it's going to really open up the door to an entire other level of mindfulness, where you can begin to really go after the biggest possible version of you. And I think that's really exciting. I think everybody's innately feels the desire to reach their potential. And sadly, so many people don't, because they either don't know how, or they let their script get to them to a point where they just give up. So I would encourage you, if you're watching this, awesome. It made it to week 13. We're gonna press on. If you have any questions or any feedback, there's also a space there on the forum to give any feedback, and real exciting stuff. We're gonna be beta testing the app over the next couple months, and we're gonna get it out to you guys by Q4, so that when we go into the last quarter of this year, you'll have that app in your pocket, and it's gonna be like a Tom Cassidy in your pocket. Not that the Google Plus communities haven't been great, but for me, even sometimes paying attention to that channel can be difficult with all the other things going on. But a nice little app right in your pocket that you can just not only be reminded of the week's focus, but also have like a little journal of your experience going through it, and really just communicate with yourself, and you'll have a nice log of your progress to tackling eating and becoming a better eater. Sounds weird. So you think it would be something that we're all taught growing up, and we're certainly taught to eat, but we're certainly not taught to eat reasonably. So just congratulations for making it this far, and if you're brand new to the program, really look forward to this journey with you. Leave any questions below this, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.